Go live. We are not live now. Yeah, now yes. Yeah,
We're live?
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Very welcome to the special AMA stream with 1inch. We're gonna start. Actually, right now is 2 p.m. Sweden time, so we start now. So big welcome. We're gonna pick questions from Crowdcast. So go to Crowdcast if you want to ask question, and there you can also vote for other questions. So ensure that you vote for the questions that you like, and we pick them from Crowdcast. So together with us, we have the founders of 1inch. We have Anton and Sergej from 1inch. Guys, welcome as well. How are you doing? And what's going on?
Hi everyone. I'm doing well, thanks. All good.
Good. Founders good, viewers good. Let's talk about the big news during the week. It was the app, 1inch iOS app. Please tell us why you did it and how can people use it? Why should they use it?
Yeah, thanks. We are very happy about the start. It was like a flight to the moon. We collected in the first 2 days more than 15,000 downloads, and this is awesome. This is great. Why we built the wallet is because we recognize that a lot of people are using mobile phones to interact with the 1inch the app, and based on this, we thought we are going to build something super user-friendly for mobile users. We started with iOS. Another team is right now working on the Android version, and it's going to be huge because this wallet is super secure. We use secure enclave to store the private key inside of the chip to encrypt the seed phrases and the private keys. And on top of that, there are a lot of more features, like what was said for us, that we recognize that MetaMask doesn't support signing transactions, and we introduced this new feature, stealth transactions, and going to introduce very soon the flash transactions. So I will explain what is the difference between them. We recognize that MetaMask doesn't support this signing transaction. This is required for signing these stealth transactions, which are not shared with anyone except the miners, to avoid front runners who try to attack the people with sandwich attacks. For example, if you swap on Uniswap, you get for sure wrecked if you swap a huge amount of tokens, like maybe $100,000 in ETH to USDC. Someone would jump before you and jump after you and take your maximal acceptable price impact, which you set in the UI of the Uniswap. Similar to 1inch, when in the root, in the path, is Uniswap use, is balancer use, curve, all the AMMs which are not supporting protection against front-running attacks. In those cases, the front runners try to earn on that. So 1inch liquidity protocol protects the people from that, but this is different story. So in the summary, we try to just build the best to give best user experience, for a mobile wallet with a lot of nice features, to get the notification on your Apple Watch, to see what is happening really. The application parse the call data and ensure that it doesn't trust to anything. It just parse the call data and say, okay, I'm going to swap 1 Ethereum to DAI on 1inch. I get specific amount of tokens, and this it costs this amount of Ethereum or in dollars, and it is a unique feature which is not existing anywhere else. So basically, why we decided also to build the wallet, we didn't find the right wallet. It's you know the story of Porsche, of Ferdinand Porsche. He said, I didn't find the right car, the sports car I was looking for. that's why I have built my own. This is similar here. We just built our own wallet because we didn't find all the features somewhere else.
And the dApps need to go mobile. Everything is mobile. But we in blockchain, we're mostly web. We have a very nice interface now for web, but we've finally learned how to build nice interfaces because all dApps now have better interface than banking, than fintech. So that we know. But mobile, still very few apps. So I think this is definitely step in the right direction, and many more dApps will follow, many more exchanges will follow, because you have to be on mobile. Everything is on mobile. So you also mentioned that you have the stealth transactions to avoid front running. You also said that you're innovating in that space, and you did it for quite some time, because I remember you had this idea not only to protect from front running but also from arbitrage, correct? That you protected liquidity, but that was a while back. So you do a lot of work when it comes to protecting traders, protecting liquidity providers, and looking at what's about to come for 1inch, for 1inch wallet. What will happen, in the next weeks, in the next months? And then we'll go to questions from the audience.
Yeah, we are iterating. So after the first release, a few hours later, we already pushed a new version. We got the translations, thanks to the community who supported us. We got translations for Chinese language and some other Asian-based countries. And we rolled it already out, and going to continue that. We right now we have in the pipeline buying crypto with fiat, with Apple Pay, and we plan also to support some of the functionality which we have already in the D app, and for example, staking of 1inch token, and the governance stuff, providing liquidity and liquidity protocol, and also we plan to support also other DeFi projects and plan to integrate them also in the wallet itself. There's more room to improve for sure. We plan also to support limit orders, advanced user interface for advanced traders, and also we plan to support iPad and also desktop applications. So you can actually just, for the M1 machines, you can download it, the application, run it also on your MacBook. It's also, I think, a great idea to have kind of special versions for iPad. I have, for example, iPad Pro, and if I trade, so I would like to sit on the couch and watch the
full screen
kind of price changes, and also creating limit orders, or maybe swapping on a market directly on the iPad.
And how is Apple towards crypto apps like 1inch? They did accept it without question, or how was that?
It was super smooth, kind of.
Nice.
They just didn't complain anything. I guess one thing we had in China, we had to deactivate a lot of things for China. So it's like only read-only wallet for China. If you are using this application from Chinese IP address. So, and yeah, Apple is cool somehow with the cryptocurrency wallet.
Perfect.
We passed also a security audit from a German security expert company, Blue Frost. Very good guys, hackers, real hackers, working like us as security experts, and yeah, they did a really good job by reviewing our application.
So let's go into the community questions. And guys, if you are watching on YouTube, you can go to crowdcast.io, link I think below in YouTube you find. So there you can ask. So the first question is about deflationary burning mechanism. Someone asks, can we enable deflationary burning mechanism for 1inch token inherited with some sustained economical model? Something like doing some transaction on chain will burn some 1inch token. So I guess people are asking if it will be like EIP 15559 for ETH, something like that for 1inch, something deflationary.
Anton, go ahead. You are muted.
Yeah, sorry about this. Yeah, I want to start. Yeah, when we were like planning our tokenomics, we were considering deflationary burning mechanism, but there are like some also issues with this. For example, if a protocol earns some amount of money and we will use it as a to buy back 1-inch token and burn it. This would affect 1-inch value in short term, not much as staking, because it would reduce number of 1-inch tokens, and every holder of 1-inch token would benefit. But when we use this money for stakers only those who stake benefit from it. And since stakers are far less quantity than all token amounts, it gives much higher APY. For example, if 5% of all tokens are staked, all these earnings creates some kind of APY, like 10% APY, for example, annual. But if we would use burn mechanism, instead of giving these tokens to 5%, we will have 20 times less APY. It will be not 10% APY, it will be 0.5% APY. But definitely it's possible to implement. But it looks like more long-term solution. It would work. It sounds great. It sounds interesting, but it would give more long-term benefit, because giving away to stakers is like moving tokens from one place to another, and it's like short term. And it's like a super huge deal is also to make stakers to behave, to be interested in long term, because most of the stakers, they would vote to extract profit in short term. If we would propose them to vote how much percentages should be burned, default to 0, and how much tokens should be gave to them, default to 0, everyone would vote, like 99% of them would vote to get these profits for their own, not to burn them, because most of the stakers, they're oriented on short-term earnings. It's like a huge deal for most projects. It's not only about 1-inch project. It's about a lot of different crypto projects which have some earnings and who are sharing these profits with their token holders, stakers.
So basically, token burn, that would be more long term, but it's in the stakers' interest that we have the system we have now. And to change that, it's basically difficult because stakers, they want more short term, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So hope you get the answer for that. Fred Pack who asked. We have another question. Is it possible to enable auto-compounding feature for stake tokens in 1-inch governance so that users can be saved from extra fee burden they have to pay for Unstake, Restake, Unlock?
I would start, and then you can then add. The thing is, right now, 1-inch token is not listed yet on Compound, Aave, and MakerDAO. So this is still in...
Sergey, let me help. It's different. It's about reinvesting.
Oh, this is about reinvesting. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
I thought this is the request about
No.
The staked 1-inch token should be used somewhere on Compound or somewhere else to generate extra yield. Yeah, reinvesting. Yeah, the thing is, it's not that simple. Anton, you can maybe share some.
Yeah. Right now we use a system which is similar to what Synthetics had initially for farming. We made it to give away this reward gradually during 1 week, because if a reward would be distributed instantly, it creates opportunities to people to jump in for a few seconds to earn these high earnings. They can like front run rewards. We made it in this way, but theoretically, it's possible to make it work like reinvest, but we have to verify it, and someone could implement it and contribute to 1inch network by providing this. This definitely will be rewarded. It's like subject for bounty, absolutely. But for now, anyone who would try to implement it have to understand why we have this gradual distribution during 1 week. It's protection from front running. And yeah, if it's possible, someone would contribute this. Maybe we will came up to idea how to make it properly, because there is like some step between idea, how it could work better, and between implementation, when it works efficiently. Because anything could be programmed, but most of the implementations will not work in real applications, because they will be like too heavy, too slow, eat too much gas, will be dependent from number of people. More people participate, the more gas it will eat. Right now, smart contract is super efficient. Maybe also because I was one of the persons who developed it for synthetics in like 1.5 years ago.
I would like to add, so Anton mentioned, so everyone is welcome to contribute. So if you go on oneinch.io/foundation, you will find a button for the application form. Everyone who has an idea, you can apply for a grant for this idea, and you can develop it by yourself, and you can create a pull request, and it can be reviewed by the core contributors. How it normally works on other decentralized products, and based on the feedback from the core contributors, also on the needs of the community, it can be merged and be deployed and rolled out for the 1inch network.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. So all in all, please, if you know programming, go and contribute, and the 1inch team will implement it if it makes sense. But it's not as easy as it seems, basically, because you have this mechanism for gradual unlock of the reward. So it's not that you can just automatically put it back in. Sounds good. Moving to next one, is it possible to have a gasless governance voting, like Bancor, Gnosis, Safesnap? So small users can participate without worrying about gas fee.
So I would like to add, this is right now in the current step 1 instant governance system, kind of very complicated, and from our point of view, not really possible to introduce that. But we can use the snapshot for some kind of early discussions and votings for specific topics, which should move to in a kind of we have different stages right now in a proposals in a forum, and the community can vote for specific topics, and these topics can be discussed on a higher level later with the contributors, and in the first step also with the foundation. We plan the second step for the DAO to introduce advanced governance similar to Compound, where smart contract code can be executed after having a proposal and voting on that. But this should be kind of started only when the token is decentralized enough. So we plan from the beginning like 1 year for this. After the start, early next year, we actually plan to introduce this advanced governance similar to Compound. The thing is, we are underwater, obviously, here in Germany. We have a lot of things to do. We have dedicated teams for iOS, for the wallet development. We have a dedicated team with contributors for the front end, for the app. We have also community people for community and community manager. And we wish to see more contribution from the community. So if you can contribute such a kind of fork maybe of Compound, which is already kind of updated and set up to join 1inch network, as advanced governance, then feel free to apply for a grant for that and start working and contributing for that. Anton, you want maybe to add something?
Yeah. I think it's not possible to implement it easily on top of what we have right now, but we are like iterating, and each next version is better than previous one, and for sure we will definitely try to consider this. But initially this idea, it came from high gas fees, which is a problem of high popular network Ethereum, and right now it's also a lot of developers are trying to solve this by building layer 2 Ethereum 2.0 and so on. The most promising thing I heard about is ZK Porter by Metro Labs. They're promising 20k TPS on ZK rollups. It sounds amazing. So and the most amazing is that they're gonna ship it this summer. So let's hope together.
So they promise more than 20,000 TPS. This is insane. If you can get it, we will get the mainstream adoption for sure.
Right,
Yeah.
and so that solution, will it be easy to integrate with the current smart contracts? Do you know?
Yeah, I think so. Most of the layer 2 networks, they're like mostly compatible with EVM. Initially, Metro Labs worked on ZK Sync, which was not fully compatible, but they changed their mind, and now they're gonna ship compatible version. It's not fully compatible, but it's mostly compatible. It will not be like a huge deal to adopt any smart contract based application to work on layer 2.
Mm-hmm. And what about the current solutions like Matic and others that are currently branding themselves as layer 2 and growing?
I'm not sure right now there is any really working layer 2 which is rollup based. Even Matic, which is now named Polygon, they have these promises of rollups soon, like Optimistic and ZK rollups. All these things like Arbitrum, Optimism, ZK Sync, ZK Porter, Starkware, they are all like coming soon. They're not yet working. Some of them have testnets right now, like Optimism, but they're not in mainnets yet.
What do you think about Uniswap's solution? They're gonna do Optimism.
I think they're gonna do layer 2 for sure. They told about this more than one time. Maybe they will deploy to multiple layer 2 solutions. You know, what is interesting about Optimistic and ZK rollups is that ZK rollups, they are more promising than Optimistic rollups. But in the beginning of this year, everyone believed that Optimistic rollups will come soon, but then ZK rollups will come and they will be more like promising solution for everyone. But now we see that both of them are going to release this summer, maybe in 1 month. So it's super strange. The hugest difference between Optimistic and ZK rollups is that Optimistic rollup solutions, they just try to believe that everything is fine until someone will provide proof that some computation and some transaction was wrong. And you have to have some delay. If you have some withdrawal from layer 2 to layer 1, your transaction will be delayed for several days to wait until no one complained about transaction execution. And ZK rollups, they do not need to wait anything. They just have mathematical proofs that transactions were executed correctly.
Right. Looking at next question, it's about converting small balances to 1 inch. Like in Binance, you can convert everything to BNB, all the small coins you have that you just want to get rid of in one click. Do you guys plan something like that for 1 inch as well?
We discussed this feature already back last year, and there are some security concerns. So in aggregation protocol, we ensure that the user get what he expect, and only one token is transferred from his wallet. And if we allow to do it with multiple, it can be a little bit unsecure. We have to verify what's happening in the wallet, and not every wallet shows what's happening. For example, MetaMask doesn't show just anything. Yeah, they just show call data, and this is different in our wallet. We try to improve this problem or solve this problem. And maybe in the future, we will build a special user interface for such swaps, multiple tokens to multiple tokens. For example, you just want to make an exit to stable coins. You can just exit in USDT, USDC, DAI, and maybe TUSD. And in one transaction, we have, of course, limitation. We have the block limit limitation. And of course, you have to pay a lot of gas for maybe 3-4 token swaps. But it's theoretically possible, but we have to ensure the security. Anton?
Yeah. There is also one more concern that if you're trying to swap multiple tokens, for example, some dust tokens, which like were airdrop to your wallet, you have to approve each of these tokens first. So it will require you to make multiple transactions. And then even if it's definitely possible to build on top of 1 inch, build some smart contract which can like do batch swaps. It's possible for sure, but I'm not sure it would have any benefit comparing to multiple transaction solution in terms of gas costs, because it will do the same number of operations. The only difference will be that each transaction have 21,000 gas upfront costs, and if you batch your transactions, you can optimize this. But comparing to gas costs for the swaps, this 21K is not a huge deal, because usually swaps is a several 100,000, like 300,000, 500,000 gas. So having 21K gas discount for each transaction, it's not that much. I'm not sure that it should be. So I'm not sure we will build it in protocol, but it could be built on top of protocol with some kind of extension which works with the main 1 inch smart contract.
Right. And what about the 1 inch network? Because that was also one of the announcements you guys made a week ago or so. What is the concept and the grand vision for that? This you call network?
Yeah, the mission is to build a decentralized network, of kind of distributed network of decentralized protocols, we call it. So back in 2019 on a New York hackathon, a TH Global hackathon, we built with Anton first aggregation solution on the market, and kind of introduce new market, the aggregator market. And it makes sense to use aggregators instead of directly going to DEXes. It's similar to Google, like you are using Google to find a website, and you're not like asking your friends, do you know maybe a website which sells I don't know, tickets. We started with the aggregation protocol, and last year we came to an idea how to improve the AMM space, the DEX space. We introduced the front-running protection and the liquidity protocol, MM protocol, earn more because it cuts earnings from arbitrage traders. So, and we found out that there are a lot of settings which should be set by someone. yeah, in the aggregation protocol, also in the liquidity protocol. And also we have some more protocols are incoming, and someone someone should kind of organize it and take care about that. And we thought, why not building a network? We put those protocols into the network, release the token. With the token, you're able to vote for specific settings. You can vote, for example, to set a fixed fee. Uniswap has, for example, fixed 0.3% fee. So in a V2, and in our case, you as one each token staker, you can just go and vote, for example, for 1% if it makes sense. So of course, there's a lot of research work behind that and effort to find out what are the best settings. And for this, we need for sure community. We did some analysis and estimations, but still we need more researchers who create a kind of analysis and simulations to find out the right settings, which can be pitched to the community, to the stakers, and the stakers can vote for specific settings. Also, to charge fee, it's in the hand of the governance rewards fee. It's also in the hands of the governance of the community, not in our hands. And it makes sense to have such a network if you are building more cool things. So we didn't announce it yet publicly, but 2 more teams are joining right now. We plan to introduce a decentralized storage protocol.
Nice.
It's joining the one inch network. The part of them is already working, and we plan to introduce also decentralized ETFs. Also with an additional extra team.
So it's kind of like with Wire, and you have all kinds of different solutions and use cases, and they're all joining under the same umbrella. So 1inch is also moving in that direction, where you have aggregation, you have storage, and maybe in the future all kinds of other things.
What can improve the current life of the DeFi users? If it's something which solves problems, why not to support it? So the 1inch Foundation has, like, right now a lot of tokens which should be for sure moved into DAO treasury later when we have the advanced governance. And these tokens can be used to attract teams, people, building new things, solve problems, and improve the kind of the 1inch network itself. So when other protocols can benefit from each other, it is also benefit for the user itself. Yeah?
Yes.
This is not closed ecosystem. This is open, completely open system, which allows composability from outside.
And the next question is very fitting, because somebody asks about the aggregation of yield. Do you guys plan to do something like that, aggregate yield, or maybe someone in the community should do it and just connect to the network? Yeah.
Anton, go ahead. You are muted again.
Oh, okay. Sorry. What I see that most of the yield aggregators, I'm not sure that users of yield aggregators, they actually understand all these different strategies and all their potential risks and benefits they could offer, because each profitable strategy have some trade-offs. Higher profits, they have also higher risks, and lower profits can be reached with lower risks. And I'm not sure that I saw anyone who aggregated this kind of yield and described it to different users, all the potential risks, and provided them different options. If people are trying to stake USDC or Ether to these different strategies, they should have multiple different options, and they have to understand their risks. So this pool for Ether should give one APY and one list of risks. Another Ether pool should give different APY and different set of risks. And until users will understand what they're doing, the worst things in DeFi would happen to them again and again. I'm talking about hacks, about when people lose their money.
I would like
Regarding,
I would like to add. So I mentioned already a new team is joining the 1inch network, and the decentralized ETF protocol would go this direction. For sure.
So that's in the work. That will be joining 1inch network in the near future. But you guys will, as you Anton said, you guys will work more towards educating the public about the risks and the different options, because right now it's just magic. You go from banks where it's 0 or negative interest rate. You come into DeFi 20%, 15%, 100%. Of course, there is no free lunch.
3,000%.
Exactly. But that's an interesting topic in itself. How long do you think this will continue? That there's such a big difference between fiat yield, which is negative, and DeFi yield, which is in hundreds, thousands. Will it be here in 2 years, 5 years, or is it just the hype with all of these new tokens launching, or leverage exchanges needing to borrow stable coins? What do you think?
I would say while risk is higher, profits will be higher, and for sure, with time, like with next years, we will see more money will come. And if something giving like 10% interest, if we will see like 2 times more assets involved or 10 times more assets involved, this APY will drop. But for sure, we all hope that supply and demand for APY, they're growing proportionally or like together, and the more money will come, the more demand will come who are borrowing these assets, who are using these assets, who are paying for this interest, because on both sides of each interest rate is someone is earning on someone is paying.
Right. Yeah. And a lot of yield now is just new coins launching and just creating coins. So that's not like, demand and supply, correct? Or how do you see it?
Yeah. I would like to add, so good example, Sushi, for example, when they start farming, they print tokens. So money shouldn't come from kind of nowhere. Money should come from, how Anton said, someone should pay for that service. Yeah. So, and if someone print tokens, like Curve is also printing, and it's kind of like printing money, like
yeah. And that will work until the hype dies down a bit, and then it's gonna be more supply and demand of capital market.
Yeah, I would add that printing money, it work for start. It could give a cool bootstrap for protocol. It's like incentivization. All this farming thing, which started in the middle of 2019. Maybe no one remembered, but Synthetix started first farming program in July. I don't really remember of 2019. And at the end of 2019, in December, I proposed them to not give it manually, do these payouts on a weekly basis, but set up a smart contract for staking, for farming thing. And I made this smart contract for them and got some cool bounty. And it was like, it was an interesting task for me to implement it. And everyone started to use it after this. After Synthetix started several farming programs, we saw bunch of fruit tokens in 2020, and now we see that almost every project is trying to bootstrap usage of own protocol by this. Liquidity providers, borrowers, lenders of different protocols, they all are incentivized by this farming-like strategy.
Yes. Looking at the next questions in the crowd cast, I see somebody asking also on YouTube where the questions are from. So you guys need to go to Crowdcast. Maybe moderators can put the link in the YouTube chat. because I see it's not in the description, and there you can ask questions. So the next question is about sidechains. We discussed this a bit, but which sidechains will 1inch go to, or other chains like Polka, Neutron, Matic? Will you do anything except waiting for ZK rollup or optimistic rollup with the current ecosystem?
So I can say, so we are waiting for sure for Optimism and ZK Sync. And right now we are investigating Polygon as a Matic, because we see like people using that little bit, but kind of we are not just jumping into just all networks, because we try to understand, okay, is it valuable? Just wasting time for that blockchain makes no sense, like we have seen on BSC a lot of people using that because of the high gas price on Ethereum. And BSC is right now exploding. Also the state is exploding, so we run the Binance Smart Chain nodes, fast nodes, and full nodes. And the fast node just had to grow of like 400 gigabytes in 1.5 months. This is too huge. So
PancakeSwap cannot even show liquidity. They cannot index the blockchain. It's too fast. And you guys have experience, I see, with that. Like, there's no way to parallelize that, or I mean, you have to go block by block. It's all you need to do sequential, but like more hardware, nobody has figured out anything to sync faster these things.
The problem is the size of the block and the time of when each block is mined. The thing is, the block needs specific time to be distributed among all the validators, and we see in the last time a lot of reorganizations in Binance Smart Chain, and this is really kind of mad, because we have to take care about our nodes, and all the time half of the nodes are dying because of the reorganization. And this is kind of small experiment to see what happens with Ethereum in years. Anton, maybe can add.
Yeah, and I would like to talk about one more thing regarding extending to multiple chains. There is one more risk. Most of the people don't maybe know about it. It's about bridges, because if you like run your system like 1inch on different network, you should bridge some 1inch tokens to this system. And we are like right now we are not going to build own bridges in 1inch. We're going to use like official bridges of these networks, like decentralized bridges, like any bridges we will find. But the thing is that these bridges is also subject for risk, because if we would, for example, bridge some 1inch liquidity, like $1 million of 1inch token or something like this, and this bridge will fail, maybe it's like multi-sig driven bridge, and multi-sig validators would decide to hack this bridge. All of the people who use this money, they will immediately lose their assets which are on the bridge, and bridge owners, validators could use this tokens, all these assets, not only 1inch, and this could be a huge precedent. So far, we did not heard of any bridge hack yet, but this would happen. I believe it's bad. It would be really bad, but it would happen. It's like matter of time. We saw a lot of hacks of decentralized applications. Bridge is also some kind of decentralized application, and we will see hacks of the bridges, and it could be even huge, even like billions of assets could be stolen. And for projects who have own token, it's like also one more risk. They have to understand how these bridges are working, who are behind the bridge, until this is like a true decentralized bridge. For example, Near, they introduced bridge which is smart contract driven. There are like 2 smart contracts in both chains, and they are light clients of each other. Like smart contract in Ethereum is light client of Near network, and smart contract in Near is light client of Ethereum. And these smart contracts could verify in permissionless manner and trustless manner. They do not trust any multi-sig validators. Anyone can pass the data to these smart contracts and they will verify. They don't believe to anyone, don't trust, verify.
I guess today I have seen a discussion somewhere in Telegram chat that it was discussed like that Matic has like 2 or 3 multi-sig for the bridge, and this is dangerous. If it's really like that, I'm not sure. I don't know, but I have seen people discuss that. If it's like that, it's really dangerous. Yeah. So those 2 people can just decide to just take this maybe $2 billion, you know, just huge.
And what about Thorchain? I see some people discussing it in the chat. And recently, I personally also hear more and more that people take Bitcoin from Bitcoin to ETH. They do trading. I think I saw a Shapeshift tweet yesterday that now they support from Bitcoin to ETH trading decentralized through Thorchain. Do you think it's a good solution?
Anton?
I'm not sure I fully understand how Thorchain work. We will definitely try to understand all the projects. We're like in 1inch, we're always looking where wind is blowing, like to understand where are users going, where are assets going, to be like on the top chains where is the most activity. So yeah, what we saw with BSC is a trend of like growing number of wallets, number of transactions, and what we saw in like 1 month since we came, they reached all-time high number of active wallets, even more than Ethereum ever had in like some like short period, like week or day.
Right. Looking at next question, we have Aave. Somebody asking about Aave. Are the Aave double rewards real, which was stated in a deleted tweet? Do you guys recognize that? Some deleted tweet about Aave doubling rewards. Anton posted about it in Aave governance.
Yeah. This is about the proposal to list 1inch token. So Aave plan to stake 1inch token in our staking contract for those tokens which are like land on Aave. This is kind of double earning on lending APY and also earning on the APY from the governance rewards. And this is cool case to show how DeFi should work. Great composability between two money ledgers, and we are working on that kind of to discuss it with the community of Aave. So feel free to support us as well in the forum. They have some problems, I guess, with their multi-sig of foundation. 1inch foundation, and the problem is, I guess, that the distribution is not yet happened for all divested tokens. Yeah, it's right now still in a multi-sig, and Anton and Michael already wrote the contracts. They are right now in the audit process, and after the audit, I guess the distribution would happen from the foundation side, and there would be kind of less risks to kind of for like such platforms like Aave.
We have so Sergej will be back. We have another question about roadmap. Will there be any proper roadmap released? Can you at least keep community informed, give some hints about what's gonna happen?
Yeah, the thing is, we initially decided not to publish any like public roadmap, since we have like a working product, and most like part of this roadmap is like delivering new features, new improvements. And what we decided that it makes more sense to deliver new features than to announce and deliver them never or later than user expected. So we're doing our best to make to surprise our users and to exceed expectations. And I'm not sure it's possible with public roadmap, but I think it's definitely possible to specify some kind of DeFi areas in which we are working on right now. So yeah, maybe Sergej gonna give us some alpha leaks.
Sergej is not back yet.
Okay,
He can get back on that.
we can ask him for alpha leaks at the end.
Yeah. Well, what about the merch? Someone wants merch. You guys have merch?
Yeah. We did some merch for hackathon. It was ETH Denver hackathon recently, and we did some merch, and yeah, for sure we're planning. Sergej, wanna answer a question about merch?
Yeah, I'm back. So about the merch, we have something in working already, and should be released next month. I try to also work on that, but also the other people are busy right now with, I already said in the beginning, 2 more protocols, and this it's a lot of time. But we try to organize that. Also from the community, feel free who with the right skills, people with the right skills can apply to work on this. We can share what we have on our side already, but we wish to, how Anton said, we wish to surprise the people, and that's why we don't show what we right now are working, to just not like have these cases where we deliver later and the people are sad about that. And we are building on really cool things, innovations, I would say, and we love to surprise. What I don't know.
Any alpha leaks?
Yeah, stay tuned. We have kind of in the next 2 weeks something to release. I have seen a lot of questions regarding stop loss, trailing stop, limit orders. So we build it. So
nice.
So we have it. So it's right now in finalization steps. Yeah.
What about shadow staking technology, and can 1inch deploy something like that, like how SpaceSwap did it? Shadow staking allows users to stake LP tokens in pools without moving them to 1inch smart contract. Users' LPs are stored in their wallets. So if the hackers compromise 1inch, they cannot get the LP tokens.
Yeah, what I see, shadow staking, as far as I understand it, it's making what was before farming smart contract appeared, and it's like when you provide liquidity, for example, to Uniswap, and you want to be rewarded for this, you just have to wait and have your tokens on your wallet, and at the end of the period, someone who can and want to spend gas will spend it to push all these tokens to you, or all these rewards. I'm not sure it's like sustainable model, because push model of sending this token would eat a lot of gas, and it's like a huge loss, and it could be subtracted from rewards, but I'm not sure people will be happy about this. Who would pay for all these transactions? If you got few bucks in reward, would you like to be charged for transaction? Because maybe you would prefer to sit in this pool for many months until you would pool your reward. So it's like push versus pull model of rewards. I'm not sure users will be happy if we would charge them for pushing assets every week.
Also,
but using pool model, they can stake for 1 minute, they can stake for 1 year, and it's up on users.
This is also the centralization point is also a problem. So if you do push centralized, then we didn't change anything. in the world of centralized finance or centralized kind of services. So and the pool is this kind of decentralized implementation. Yeah, for sure it's expensive right now on Ethereum. It's less expensive than it was like months ago. And with layer 2, it would be much better for sure.
Can we use 1-inch like cake is used in PancakeSwap for profile setup?
I'm not sure what it means. I don't know, Anton?
Yeah, I didn't heard of it. We have to check what is profile setup. What is profile on decentralized service at all? I'm not sure I understand what is profile. Because
PancakeSwap profile creation. The benefit of spending 1.5K to create a profile. I haven't used it either,
what is profile?
but I'm doing
What is profile?
some maybe you guys in the chat can tell us, because I haven't used it either. But I guess it's like a user profile.
Do people want profiles on 1-inch, like login, password system? Why?
All right, this is not something that you guys have been thinking about anyway, yeah, we'll check what it is. And in the chat, maybe you guys can tell us if you've used it.
I can provide more like wide answer on having some features for token holders on 1-inch. If, for example, we would make people force them to have some amount of 1-inch tokens on their wallet to use some features. You know, what I don't like about this idea, because it sounds like not providing additional features to token holders, it sounds like restricting those people who don't have tokens. And it's also uncomfortable, even for those who are having 1-inch tokens. Maybe people are using several wallets, and they will not be happy that they have some amount of 1-inch tokens on one wallet, and they can trade with some cool features on their different wallet. They will be just not happy about it. They will just tell us, I have 1-inch token. What else do you want from me? Just give me these functions. I want to use them.
Yeah, it seems to be like some kind of profile. You can see NFTs, some kind of point system. I think maybe they want to do like gamification.
Gaming.
Yeah, gamification.
Gamification.
You stay on the site, you do stuff, you earn points, you spend some cake. All right, let's move on to next one. For those who are staking 1-inch, can we provide them a choice of either they want more 1-inch from staking or want to get rewarded in other tokens like Binance or ETH? Similar approach used by Moonrat Finance. So
I can say the idea behind governance rewards in 1-inch token is to increase the own voting power, not more, not less. There's no financial value behind the 1-inch token. 1-inch token equals 1-inch token, and everything what is earned from the protocols based on the decision of the governance is kind of exchanged on the market for 1-inch token to increase the power of each of those stakers, not more, not less. I don't see any benefits to do anything else, and we will have maybe some troubles with the regulations if you would do this in another way. Also, as a kind of decentralized network or organization, yeah, the idea is just to improve the power, not more, not less.
Yeah, I can add one more thing about collector, Sergey, that we're working on solution which would allow in very efficient manner to swap all the assets into one single asset, like if any smart contract on DeFi is collecting multiple different tokens and remembering, for example, who earned which tokens, it will be able to efficiently swap all these tokens into single token in like super efficient manner, spending zero gas by having some kind of tricky auction system. And it's also, I'm not sure it will be possible to make it work with multiple different tokens simultaneously, like swapping two multiple tokens. And for users, it may be also not really convenient.
Looking at the next one about listing vote competition using 1inch token and Launchpad, so basically listing new stuff. But is that a restriction now even that you need to officially list a token?
We list it without any voting right now. It's just super simple compliance. We just check like website, is token have some liquidity.
I can add. So we have kind of specific community support team, and this team is responsible also for adding new tokens, and they for sure do verification of this token that is not a scam. This is an official one from the team. We try to get in touch with the team as well, and also there's a lawyer who support us as a 1inch network, where this team is also asking to kind of get the feedback also from the lawyer side. This kind of listing happens right now without any voting, but the people can create a proposal for listing something. Yeah, if you don't find any token, you can just if you don't find a token in a list, you can just use the adding custom token functionality. This is working out of box since like half year, and normally the teams are coming to this listing team and asking them to list a specific token. This is the current state.
Why should people trade, transfer, or swap on 1inch instead of using the top DEXes like Uniswap or Pancake to attract such user base from other DEXes to move to 1inch? Shouldn't give them the best aggregate price they can get, but yeah. So basically, why should people use 1inch and not some other DEX directly?
I'm asking me every day when I look into the statistics and I see 50,000 people swapping on Uniswap. Why this is happening? So everyone should understand that Uniswap is not having the whole liquidity in their own pot. Yeah, the liquidity is on the Synonym Balancer. The liquidity is also on SushiSwap, also on Curve. And if you are going to Uniswap and swap directly, you don't get potentially not the best
but
rate.
The fee per transaction is a bit high, right? You get better execution price, but because it's more complicated to aggregate,
it's not true. It's not true. So we introduced with the V3 contract cheaper transactions on uni-like pools. So for example, if you are going to Uniswap, you make like a swap 1 ETH to DAI, and you do the same on 1inch, also on Uniswap. You can just deactivate everything else except WETH and Uniswap, and you do the same. You get the transaction executed cheaper than on Uniswap, because Anton and Michael, they just wrote assembly code which is high efficient and execute more efficient the trade on our own aggregation smart protocol smart contract. So, and if the algorithm decide to go through different DEXes, different markets, for example, swapping Ethereum to USDC, by swapping Ethereum to DAI to USDC, to USDT to USDC, to WBTC to USDC, for example. So we use maybe 3 markets in parallel, but the algorithm is taking into account of gas costs and also all the fees what happens in the trades. So, and you get really the best rate on the market, because 1inch has the highest integration of highest amount of liquidity integrated, yeah, on Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain. And it takes really well into account of gas costs, and the algorithm is very unique. Only Pathfinder can go through different markets and deliver you the best rates.
And the person also, Anton.
Let me add super shortly. Yeah, that's true. Most of the people, they do not understand that if 1inch is proposing them to spend like $10 more on gas costs, this means that result 1inch is giving comparing to cheaper solution like Uniswap is much more than 10 bucks profit. It can give you like 20 bucks more result, but it will charge you 10 bucks more gas, and only in this case. Else, if we will give you the same result and we will use the same pools, 1 inch will be 10% gas cheaper than Uniswap. That's because of this very special gas optimization.
But you guys should write, save this many dollars on, like, with this transaction based on the gas fee. Don't care that the gas fee is higher. You get so much better price. So you save this many dollars compared to all others.
We have it
like
we have
big
it.
red text in the
we have some. We are in green, small. Maybe we should create a full screen.
Exactly. Because I get these questions many times, that the fee is high and this and that, but people don't look at the full picture and they don't see the text. It needs to be even bigger. But the guy also proposed, like, some affiliate reward or some cashback or something like that to incentivize people to use 1inch. But in my mind, it's enough if you just clearly communicate how much money you've saved. And maybe you can also say, today altogether we saved 5 million for the entire ETH community, and so on and so forth. All right, let's go to next. Do you plan to integrate Solana Cosmos? I think we answered that already with other questions about. Do you want to add something on that, on Solana Cosmos?
No, not really.
From my point of view, it's like duplicate question. Anyone who wanna answer for this question can scroll this video back.
Yes. What are your thoughts on rewarding stakers for 1inch for prolonged staking?
Yeah, I understand. This is question to make staking your stake proportional not to only amount of your tokens, but also make it proportional to time you sit in the pool. We were considered this kind of idea, but what we're really afraid of, that people will create secondary market of long locked tokens. They can make a smart contract which can tokenize its own tokens in the pool, and they will create like 1inch staked tokens, which is like few years staked, and they can cost more than 1inch tokens. So people will trick the system by tokenizing it on top.
But it's can't you make the LP token non-transferable or something? You could restrict it, right?
Yeah, it's hard to restrict. Curve token, Curve project, they tried to restrict. They allow only. They do not allow smart contracts to stake in their system, but it's not really comfortable for multi-sig. You understand what I mean? That some companies, VCs, they do have multi-sig wallets. It's standard for safety and security, and you force them to use bare private key. It's not that good, and especially if in future Ethereum system would allow people to deploy smart contracts on their wallets, this would again break everything. So it's not like there is no like 100% way to prevent it. So we're trying not to make anything which could be abused. So
makes sense. I see also a good question in the chat. Have you considered making your own web browser wallet like MetaMask, because it's too much monopoly with MetaMask?
Yeah, also MetaMask is not super user friendly. Yeah, but anyway, they make like 200,000-300,000 a day
on swaps, right?
Profit, on swaps. Nice. By using 1inch API. We are, I don't earn anything. Anton don't earn anything. The whole team is not earning on that.
But they use 1inch, right? For
they use also 1inch. They call also the other APIs, other providers. But in most cases, we are who provide the better rates by having better efficient implementation for uni-like swaps. Also for bigger swaps, we have the best liquidity on the market.
Nice.
Yeah, you don't need the extension anymore. You can just use WalletConnect and connect to your wallet here. I know not everyone is using Apple. I suggest to use Apple. But yeah, Android is coming. I already said this. Another team who's working right now on that, and I hope to see soon the results. Anton?
Sergey, first airdrop was to get iPhone.
Second, a MacBook for everyone.
Right. So you think that in the future is going to be that, you have your phone, you connect your wallet here directly to the wallet, to the dApp, because now you connect your wallet to MetaMask to the dApp, but it should be from wallet to the dApp directly. Yeah. If I'm using like hard wallets,
just select WalletConnect, scan the QR code, and you are connected. Now you can directly interact.
Makes sense. Moving to let's see, can there be more use case of staked 1-inch token in ecosystem, like X token markets have those tokens, 1-inch, X1-inch, X1, lower gas cost, no mental overhead. So yeah, is there any way to do something with staked 1-inch tokens in ecosystem? Some plans?
Yeah, I think I can answer, and I will shortly elaborate what is X tokens market. They have token wrappers for staked tokens. The thing which I told recently, which could abuse system if we would use not only tokens amount but also time you stake it. You have this. They have this system to make this voting thing like a little bit delegated. They have two tokens like X1-inch A and X1-inch B tokens, and these tokens automatically vote for different strategies. And if you just put your 1-inch tokens into these wrappers, you will automatically vote, but you will not spend gas on it. And it's also can give you a little bit different representation. They can wrap your tokens to make not on staking, not balance of your token or tokens would grow, but price of your tokens would grow, price of wrapper. And this could be like used for tax optimization in some countries, potentially. Yeah. So we see that any system which holds 1-inch tokens in it can use our staking to have some kind of super safe and super safe way to have some APY. And for example, money markets like Aave, Compound could have 1-inch token inside staking to have additional APY. Yeah, for sure.
Right, guys, time is running fast. So we have a few minutes. And guys, you who watch, go and vote for the last question you want to ask in the, yeah?
I have an idea. Maybe we will make a blitz, like 20 seconds, 30 seconds.
Okay, let's go fast. Exactly. So we can move through quicker. 1-inch governance forum is good, but having quite low discussion frequency. How do you think we should make it more?
I can say we are looking for more people who can contribute. So, community manager, feel free to apply in a 1inch.io page. There's a form for this, and for sure we have to improve that. So we were quite busy by developing a lot of things, and still are working on that. And yeah, we need more people who support the community for sure.
Front-running attacks are still happening even after virtual rates feature. What more can we do to mitigate it?
I don't agree. Front-running attacks is not happening on 1-inch liquidity protocol. It happens on all the other protocols except 1-inch liquidity protocol. So with the flash bots, it's possible to create a bundle to set a transaction before your transaction and after your transaction, and to to earn on you transactions which happens. So use the stealth transaction. We pay for you right now, and later we will release the Flashbots implementation, which is completely free. And and use I don't know, to provide liquidity to OneInch. Of course, not financial advice. Provide to liquidity protocol. If OneInch liquidity protocol would have more liquidity, it would have more trades, and less people would lose money by getting front run by the front runners.
What about shared liquidity with centralized exchanges?
Yeah, this is a job of market makers, and those are already integrated. There are a couple of companies who providing quotes already. This is actually similar to Hashflow, what they released. They actually work just with the market makers. Market makers are kind of working with centralized exchanges and provide quotes for DeFi as well. And this is working already since like last year on OneInch.
Does OneInch have ideas to create a fund of insurance to protect users from hacking problems?
We have a fund we have a location in the kind of token allocation for this. So if something happens, the foundation can pay it out. Of course, we take care. Everything what we are building, we try to make it super secure, and we let to audit it. For example, we released aggregation smart contract with like 11 security audits. 11. We just try to get everyone on board. And I personally, when I write code, I have here German insurance up to 10 millions of euros. So, but for sure, there are also other contributors who are not protected like me. But I personally are protected. And if I make mistakes, or I can just call my here German alliance to pay it out.
Are we gonna see some kind of NFTs on OneInch, some marketplace, some ideas to enter that space?
We will have kind of advanced support for NFTs in the wallet for sure. On the OneInch, I'm not sure. All the other platforms where you can get NFT are already aggregators, kind of. They aggregate among all NFTs. But maybe it's also kind of point what we can implement. If there's enough people who support that, feel free to create a proposal in the forum. We can discuss it.
So staking in iOS wallet, we already discussed that you guys are adding more and more features to iOS wallet. Avalanche, Solana, Cosmos, we already discussed that as well. Are the team trying to develop tools such as a stop limit, stop loss, and trigger orders?
Done,
perfect.
But not yet rolled out. Yeah.
What about CZ investment yesterday tweeting?
I don't know what he just. I don't know what he thought to when he wrote it, but days from day one, investor from the first round, not day one, from the first round, Binance Labs were lead investor in the first round, and kind of.
Perfect. Do you have a timeline on the dashboard? Can you add feature of total net asset value graph, please?
Yeah, we have problems with here human resource already said. We need very experienced people here. Also, Ivan, you join us, help us. You have an army of people who are
developers,
right now. Yeah, you teach all the people, and after your courses, you can just organize people to us, and they can also apply for grants. You can also apply for a grant, and everyone is welcome to contribute to build a nice dashboard. We have some kind of proof of concepts, but still not stable enough, and we need contributors, people.
Right, but you see, developers, they disappear fast. As soon as we have educated someone who completes our Ethereum courses, they disappear fast. So, and I get the idea of decentralized building. You apply for a grant, but I think many developers think, oh man, I have to apply and I won't get it. And here's another guy who offers me 100% certain job and he's ready to pay. Like, how do we remove this gap? Because you need to apply. Maybe you get it, maybe you don't get it, and you need to create your proposal. Maybe we need to communicate that, hey, it's not that difficult to get it, or how should we do it?
Yeah, it's from one point of view right now it's not difficult. Yeah, there are people who already applied and right now in the review process. 2 teams got already grants. So and yeah, you can also start just to contribute. Just go on GitHub, make a fork of, for example, our liquidity protocol, and you can just already contribute. You can create an own kind of dashboard based on the data which you can get from the blockchain, and just build a dashboard. And you can already come to forum, create this proposal. You can apply through form on the 1inch.io/foundation, and maybe you will get like 100K to spin up an own startup. Yeah, so,
exactly.
I mean, 100K in US dollars in 1inch tokens for sure.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing when the industry is new. It's not like applying to some grant from Google where you develop. I mean, there you will not get it most probably. Here, when it's so new, there are many low-hanging fruits. It's like we have our own hackathon now with Morales. It's like we give 50K to the winning team. Like if you participate, you have quite a good chance compared to all other competitions in the world programming, because this is such a new industry. So the same thing, guys, like if you have any skill in web development, go and do dashboard for 1inch or something else. There is actually a good chance that you get grant, because there is this gap. People think it's difficult to get grant. It's not, because it's so new industry. We need people to build. So that's an important point to mention. Will there be more farming pools on Binance Smart Chain?
So create a proposal, describe why it should be profitable for the network, yeah, and let's discuss why not. Actually, we are waiting for this new protocol to push forward the whole network, and I guess the foundation reserve a huge amount of tokens to launch this new protocol later, end of this year, I guess.
All right, guys. The last question that I see in the crowdcast is about some local banks. You guys said that there is some thing going on with some local banks. Can you tell us more about it?
Yes, I said once that we are communicating with banks, of fintech companies, and we try to kind of sell them using our API, like MetaMask is using our API to get the best rates. It's like aggregation informational service. There's no license needed for this kind of service. This is API and can be used by kind of business customers, and we are working also on that, and hope that also banks start to using DeFi and offering best rates on the DEX market.
Yeah, but it's gonna come. They will have to do it. All liquidity is in DeFi at the end of the day in the few years. So that's absolutely.
Coinbase has already fear. They wrote publicly on the IPO kind of pre-launch. They wrote that they have fear of that the DEXes would like take over the whole market.
Yes, it's happening as we're speaking. All right, guys. Let's see if I see some more interesting in the chat here or on YouTube.
The people miss something from the Smash thing.
Sorry?
Yeah. Here's one guy. He's writing. Don't forget to say smash that like button, subscribe.
Smash like button. Always do that, guys. But okay, one question that I have about Apple Pay, because they take 30% for in-app purchase, but Apple Pay is a different one without 30%, right? So when you have Apple Pay, it's gonna be straight from the user to the crypto, not Apple taking 30% in between.
No. There's for sure fee from the service provider, because this service provider or multiple service providers, they are licensed in several countries, and they take, of course, fees. We don't get any fees from that for sure. We tried just to enable this functionality. Anton?
Yeah, I think a question was, will Apple charge 30% or not? I think Apple charge not for Apple Pay payments, because they don't charge you when you pay for taxi or Uber Eats or something like this. yeah, sure, Apple charge 30% from developers. When people buy something inside games like some shields, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the problem NFTs have. Apple wants to take 30% because they say it's digital product, but with trading, it seems that there is not such an issue for fungible tokens.
Yeah, but since 1inch is not selling something to users, I think people will be able to buy any tokens without this fee, because it is not that 1inch is selling these tokens to users. People are trading these tokens on their own, and 1inch is helping them to find best prices.
Right. Okay, guys. Thanks a lot for great AMA, and I hope you guys who are watching enjoyed it. We covered all questions. So thanks a lot. Anything else before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank you for your help. It's a pleasure to have you here. And everyone who's watching, subscribe to Ivan Tech and check out the Academy. Yeah, this is
Perfect.
the Web3 army of Ivan, and we have to win this kind of competition with these traditional finances and centralized world.
Perfect. Thanks, guys.
Give us a like. Yeah, for sure.
I hope community liked this crowdcast thing, because these questions, they can propose new questions, they can vote for existing questions. I think it's comfortable to have on AMA.